It's like, what, 2:30 in the morning Central Standard Time. So I really don't expect anyone to come into the chat, but I'm going to go ahead and stream just me building this build that has looked the same for about 4 days now because work has been hectic and then I haven't really had a chance to get in and build. And then two, there's a lot of really exciting stuff going on right now. We've got like convergence happening. So I haven't really had a lot of time to get into building. But like I said, I don't expect a whole lot of people getting in here today. What's up, Troy? Yeah, see, like you're awake at 2:30 in the morning. No one else is. But yeah, I'm kicking back. Just gonna start building, working on this, and having some beers, and yeah, just gonna chill out and work on this while YouTube's kind of slow right now. There's not a whole lot of people streaming. Everyone's been checking up on convergence. A lot of exciting stuff happening this week on like Cobra TV and everywhere. Like Mary's channel, Captain Steve did base-offs today. Like it's a really fun and exciting weekend for YouTube. So I wanted to just put something up. Me working on a build, but not really gonna go crazy or anything. Just chilling out, having some beers, and enjoying doing what I do. So, might be kind of boring for some, but yeah, if you have comments in the chat or anything, just share them. But for the most part, I'll just be doing this. I'm driving back right now, gotta stay awake. Where did you go, Troy? I know you went on vacation and with your family, but I never actually figured out where you went. And for anyone curious what I'm doing right now, I'm extending out this 48-sided circle here at the bottom for the base of this build. Destin, Florida. You're driving from Destin all the way back to Austin? You didn't fly? It's a long drive. What is that, like 14 hours? Oh, okay. Driving around the hurricane, so it went from 12 hours to 16 hours. Jesus. So are you going to be back in town, like, tomorrow? If so, hit me up. I gotta work, though. This whole week has been nothing but long shifts and a bunch of BS work. You'll enjoy it when you come back. And that's why it's Friday night, and I'm drinking regardless. Even though I gotta go to work in the morning. Might take Monday off. Okay, well I got it on stream, buddy. I'll let our manager know. Who'd you go with? Did the lady go with you, or did you go with your family? Right. Family, no girl. She is afraid of them. Well, I bet you're excited to come back then. 3:45, buddy. You can come into work at 3:45, and we're gonna be on 9-hour shifts when you get here. And actually, if you work over there in the chamber area, you'll be on 10s. Just be ready for that. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Sad face. We were going in at 2:45 this whole week, but yeah, can't really talk much about what Troy and I do for a living, but probably quitting. as of today. Today is probably his last day because we have to go in tomorrow, and he told them he was not going to work Saturday, so he's either going to quit or get fired. Alright, I am done dealing with these cubes, so I'm bringing all this in. The snap points are going to drive me nuts. And I can't control. My controller is good as normal right now. Yeah, I told you, dude. I actually went out and had dinner with him today because he was saying it was going to be his last day. So, yeah. Alright, man. You have a good one, Troy. I will catch you later. If you're not going to be in the chat, then for anyone stopping in or watching, I'm just going to be building. Doing my thing. If anyone comes in the live chat, I'll be sure to share and talk, but otherwise I'm just going to be building, guys. Later, Troy. Have a safe trip, man, honestly. Text me when you're back in town. Okay, 5.5 hours left. I'll be asleep. Text me sometime tomorrow. Don't text me when you're back. And if you get really bored tomorrow night, Troy, now that you're back, if you're not spending time with your girl, hit me up, dude. We'll go out and have a beer or something. And if anyone is watching right now, like I said, it's kind of the downtime of YouTube, not a whole lot of people on, and there's a lot of content out right now with conversions. I'm just doing a build, chilling out, because I normally post some sort of video on YouTube, like every other third day or something, but I've just been really, really busy with work, and there's a whole lot of people out streaming right now, so just kind of using this little window of opportunity when no one's really on to just kind of post a little video of me doing a build, and nothing major, nothing crazy. Been working on this build for probably, oh god, like 4 days, 4 or 5 days. Well, technically I started it like a week ago, but probably only put like a couple nights worth of work into it, and it's becoming a bit of an endeavor, because where I want to go with it is pretty intense. So I'm doing the easy stuff right now before I get into some of the more technical parts of the build, especially with me kind of having a few drinkies. Don't want to mess anything major up. Alright, that's space good enough that I could place a piece of floor at the end of each of them, I think. And what I'm going to do is use a kind of two-panel trick. So at the base here, I've got this main like centerpiece that's 48 sides. I'm going to go really ambitious. At the top here, I've got like a 24-sided thing. I'm going to do a 96 at the bottom, but it's technically going to be a 48. It's just going to be two sides of 48, so it's going to have the circumference of a 96 floor piece circle. And I want to test it out first because it might be too big for me to do other things in the build. This is already kind of big. I've done bigger stuff, but as long as I don't use a whole lot of crazy decorations and stuff, I can get away with building large structures and using the same sort of pieces and not a lot of windows. So this is going to be my test. If it does not work out for me, then I'll go back to doing like a small 48 here or something. But I want to see if it'll still function properly, not lag out, and not crash my game if I go really big down here. So we'll see. Go big or go home. I've got all kinds of builders doing crazy things, like American Psycho's put out 3 or 4 builds in the past like week. So it's hard to compete right now, and I just want to do something that kind of hasn't been done. Long-term plan for this build. That's my placed a piece in the wrong place sound. The more you extend out this circle, the more you can like kind of see some of the issues, like right here. You look at the size of that gap and the size of that gap, it's actually different. That's what video edits are for. Choose certain angles so you don't see certain things. Yeah, see, I'm already kind of feeling the closer I get to the water, like if I'm up there, I have no issues. But the more I get into where the fauna loads, I definitely experience like kind of some greater lag. So it's kind of worrying me, because every builder will tell you that they get to a certain point on a build and then they start to experience problems and they have to pull back from the build. So final picture of what I want to do does have a lot kind of going on here at the water level, so this I might have to rethink my whole plan here. This is the test. Let me get rid of some of these pieces I don't need. That way it doesn't have to worry about trying to load all this crap too. I don't need those snap points anymore. I had made those for these, which I then extended all the way up here. So we're good to go with these. I can get rid of all of this. Huh. I just mentioned American Psycho building 3 builds and he just tweeted out, let's see. He'd actually built 4 because he forgot that he built 1 for someone. Yeah, that's true. He's done like 4 builds in a week. Speaking of Twitter, why not? I'll bore some people since there's like no one watching this. See who's awake right now. Tweet out the phrase, really bored? Question mark. I'm streaming with a few beers in my system. Alright, let me respell system. Oh my god, let me respell it again. This is why I don't do this. Little small keyboards and alcohol don't mix. With a few beers in my system, got it right that time. Stop by? Question mark? Wow, I expect to like see no one. But every time I like post that I'm streaming on like Discord or Twitter, people somehow come by, even if it's like crazy hours like this, so whatever. And let's go over to Discord. Do that as well. Let me like act like I'm actually, while I'm doing that, let me go up here, hop in photo mode, so if anyone does come in, they see something cool. Don't just immediately leave. Alright. Not saying it's super cool, but what I have planned and what I have time for are 2 different things, but yeah, I'm actually gonna spend some time on this build. Let's see, swords Discord, self-promotion, yeah, promote whore, send, let's go over to Cobras, and everyone I'm mentioning right now, sword, Cobra, and then I'm going to go into Zane self-promotion too and post it there. If you guys aren't subscribed to those channels, you are YouTubing incorrectly. If you play No Man's Sky, those are like my big 3. And then along with like some other guys like L Plays and Craze, but Cobra, Sword, and Zane are the 3 that I actually kind of talk to and know. Those guys are awesome YouTube content creators. Alright, back to the build. Yeah, it's really laggy down here at the surface. What's up, Mr. Insert Name here? How you doing, man? I'm kind of just chilling and building. Having a few drinks after work. Haven't had a lot of time to really put into this week, but you can kind of see some of the process. Alright, put a lot of like extra steps into things that I don't really need to, but one of the things I do when I'm building these kind of large circles is place out like cubes, and then I'll place a pipe underneath them just because it tends to settle better for me when I'm trying to place cylinders, which I'll get to next. Dos Equis is great. I want to actually get down at the water level for these, so I think I need to go 2 more down. I have to get rid of those snap points. Yep, I'm gonna get rid of these because I got them on the outside there. Plus I'm gonna need ferrite dust. Blind Vision says he'll drop by my live stream in about 15 minutes. Cool, man. Hope to see you here. Like I said, it's a really kind of crazy time. Just 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning here in the States, and everyone's been on YouTube watching the coverage from Cobra and others on Convergence, the 3rd anniversary of this game, so I don't expect a lot of viewers. I just wanted to kind of throw something out here. So I haven't put a lot on my channel because of my work schedule this week. It kind of helps to show some of my crazy methodology of how I build. Like, one of the things that I do that helps me build quick is I don't walk around in a giant circle when I'm doing these kind of builds. I literally stand in the center of the build for the majority of it and then just kind of do quick taps and deal with any mistakes I make later. And keep in mind, I am drinking, so this would look a lot smoother with some sobriety. Oh, out of ferrite dust. Alright, start to delete. Alright, that's enough. I can move on from there. No. Alright, these are gonna troll me. Let me scoot up a little bit. There we go. I really need to turn down the notifications on my phone here. Let's see. Twitter. Such an awesome thing to do. No Man's Sky community is the best. Sorry, trying to read with some blurry vision. No Man's Sky community at its best. Pulling together and helping each other out. Definitely one of the good guys. Ashi's replying to American Psycho, helping out with a build for someone on Facebook, which is awesome, by the way. And actually, I think the very first time I ever did like a circular build, I think it was AP that taught me. Like, I watched Kibble's video of the hexagon tutorial, and it kind of opened up the mindset for doing like 12-sided circles, but AP's the one that kind of showed me very first how to do something 24, and now look what we're doing this kind of crazy stuff. So without AP you wouldn't be seeing this build. Oh, one more time. I'm gonna... This is usually what my inventory looks like, by the way. A bunch of carbon and ferrite. How did that get damaged? When did I do this? I don't remember that. We will fix that. Like, now? I'd have to go get some hydrogen, though. Yeah, I don't think it renders this far out. Yeah, that's really gonna bug me, because that makes sense why I've been able to jump as high. So, yeah, let's go get some. Dihydrogen. I really need to put a landing pad out here, but I hate the way it makes like the ship's circle, so. Anytime I need to go out and get stuff, I actually have to go over to my ship and come back, because I really don't want to deal with a landing pad. So yeah, I'm gonna go get some dihydrogen real quick. Perks of building in normal mode, constantly getting supplies. Right, just like 20 more? Okay. And for anyone that's ever or never been on one of my streams in normal, this is my baby, and here's all the stuff that Sword says I should never use. What's up, Caroline? How you doing? Yeah, that's it from afar. It's gonna be kind of crazy. But yeah, like everyone's doing, now that I'm starting to get some people in here, I haven't put up a video in kind of a long time for me, so while everyone's taking a break right now, it's like 3 in the morning here in the States, I figured I'd do one. Been watching Cobra and Convergence kind of all day today at work. Got home, decided to have a few beers, and yeah. I have to fix my mining beam too. Oh my god, alright. Hold on, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Didn't see you, just leave me alone, thanks. Oh yeah, man, this is like my dream ship. I got this on December 9th, 2018. This was my 14-hour save, or 14 hours worth of reloading to get this thing. Unfortunately, I only got like a 62%, but that's the best I could get. This thing was found by Chad Bedower on Facebook. It's an all-white, like off-white and beige Explorer. It is just, it's the best ship in the game. I've had this thing forever. It's got like millions of light years on it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. I actually got it on all my saves. And it's only got the 2800. I actually do have a ship on one of my saves that's got 2965, because it's a legit like 64.9%. Like do the math, and all of these I have grinded out to like 249, 250. Because I was just trying to see if I could get the most jump range, but this is just kind of my chill save. Don't really care. Just end up doing all kinds of builds on this. So really wanted to upgrade that because I was getting tired of not jumping to my full potential. So yeah, we'll go back to the build now. My computer's sick, corrupted my drivers and operating systems. Trying to fly while reading chat, not a good idea. See, I actually, just to keep myself from not dying all the time, see how my plasma launcher is at 0? I'll literally use it up. I only use it for like going into manufacturing facilities, but otherwise I will accidentally get myself killed all the time. You gotta have some boosters in the tech too, right? Like these? What do you mean boosters? I'm sorry. Oh, and my tech for my exosuits. Sorry, as the drinky. Yeah, man, I got him. Don't you worry, I got him. Yeah, I don't know if my layout is like the most smart way to do it, but I've seen all kinds of like crazy layouts, but for whatever reason, I know you can squeeze more in here, but you don't really need a whole lot of shield, and I don't know. I looked this one up, works out for me. I still haven't even got the remembrance on this save. I don't even care. It's just, like I said, this is just my like chill, normal mode, do some build. What kind of freighter do I have? I would show you. Can I actually do it here? Yeah. So it's just a cheap old like A-class white and red. I'm not going to call it into the system though, just because that'll be terrible for the build that I'm working on. But I've had S-class and stuff, but I change out my freighter a lot. Just like I said, I don't even really care that much about my ships and stuff on this save. Most of them are used just to haul around ferrite and carbon. I mean, I'm a builder. This is what my stuff looks like. I do have like other saves though where I kind of care more and like I'm really anal about my inventory management and stuff like that, but all I do on this save is what you're seeing me do right now. This is the extremely boring part. Get to watch me spin around in a circle like a ballerina for hours. I said it earlier when no one was actually here in the stream, but one of the ways that I build kind of quicker than other people is I stay in the center of my build. I'll like actually swim around or walk around and do this kind of religiously. I'm more and more inspired by you and others to get into building crazy bases. If I don't get into it before Beyond, I will afterwards. Yeah, I'm hoping we can still build crazy bases once Beyond drops. Like I'm assuming we're only going to have more to work with and not less. But I was talking to a couple people that are already kind of playing around with the experimental Vulkan on PC, and they've told me that at least next on Vulcan, glitch building is still exactly the same. So hopefully when Beyond runs on that same sort of engine, it will still have the same capabilities to use all the same sort of techniques we're already using. Or, you know, it'd be even cooler if they were to make it easy for others to do what we're doing. My big 3 wishes for everyone else, because I mean I'm fine with the build mechanics that we have now, but not everyone can kind of work their fingers and do things like that. I think if they were to remove snap points, like have the ability to turn them on or off, that would be great. Be able to rotate pieces not just on like the x-axis, but also if you could like hit a button and change it and switch to like the Y or the Z axis to rotate your pieces would be cool. And then last thing on the wish list would just be to turn off like the invalid position, like can't place, whatever. If you could just have the option to place a piece regardless of it clipping, that would be really cool. Ooh, my timing is off, you see that? There we go. Nope. Because I don't want to like scroll through the menu over and over again. Whenever I mess up, I just keep going to the next one, and I'll go back and delete those all in a sequence. Because if I were to like go back, do this, then come out and scroll all the way back over here and do that again, I mean, it's a lot of time. Like just having built for so long, there's little things that I do just to make things go by quicker. And I can delete all these at once and then try again. A stream at a decent time for me. Tower is looking great. Yeah, I mean, it's not really like prime time for streaming here in the States, but no one's on. I haven't put up a video, and I know YouTube's going to be crazy later with like Cobra and Convergence. Expecting like all kinds of cool things to happen this weekend, so this is kind of my little bit of time. I've been working crazy hours this week. Normally too, when I'm not like streaming, what I'll do is I'll actually listen to music. I have like a EDM slash trap slash like chill playlist that I'll put in, and it actually kind of has a metronome that kind of matches the timing for glitch buildings. That definitely helps too. Like, small little things that just help me. I mean, it doesn't help everyone, but if you kind of have a good ear for kind of stuff, it helps. One to go, one to go. I think that's pretty close to the water level too, which is what I was going for. Look at the chat. Is this a 48? Yeah, man, it's a 48. I'm gonna extend the base out to a fake 96, basically a 48, but with two wall panels. But yeah, this whole piece right here is a 48, and as it kind of blends up, I got a Oligolus curve working into a 12. And then from the 12, I've got a 24 up here, and then the 24 into a small 6, into a 1, if that makes any kind of crazy illogical sense, but yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, as long as you start with the 48, it's easy to put in the 12 and the 24 because all you honestly do is just build up and then bring it in from every other one. The initial setup of the 48 is the hardest part. And in my last stream I did of this build, I kind of showed how I did that. And if you're curious why, I've got like little holes throughout this build on this center pipe. This pipe isn't here as like aesthetics. This is literally where I stop and stand, and I'll cut out pieces just so I can sit here and spin around in a circle like a ballerina all day. And it drives me nuts. Like, I'll watch other people build, and good friends of mine too, like some of the best builders in the game, but they'll do this. They'll do this. They'll be on like the outside, and they'll you know who you are already, but they'll be on the outside and they'll sit here and they'll do this like just back and forth for hours, and then they'll move on and swim or whatever. Okay, and then they'll place the next piece. Like, you'll never get a build done of this size doing that. Like, go stand in the center. It's JC's #1 tip for large circular builds, and I guarantee you Psycho does this too with the speed he does. He probably stands in the center of his build 98% of the time he's building. LOL, and you think to yourself, why make it so hard on yourself? Yeah, it's true, man. There's all kinds of little things, and then too, figuring out where your cursor's gonna be good to place, because right, if I'm trying to place it out here, yeah, I can get that snap point, but it's not gonna be solid every time because it's gonna try and snap to other things. But if you kind of figure out your go-to point, which is this center in between. I can't really explain it, but if you just watch the cursor, you'll see you don't have to mess with it too long either. That's why working from the center just kind of makes it easier. And if I was a little more sober, this would be a little easier. I need to watch the last stream. I'm attempting an orbital 56 using the Olagolas method. Easier than lining lights up. You know what? Let me delete some pieces here. What I'll do, man, is after I delete the pieces that I need to, what I will do is I'll show you how I started the 48. That's always kind of helpful. We'll make a fake 48. And with the Olagolas, you're not going to get like that perfect circle either, because I mean it's great, but I can't find a good way to connect it. Like, you can make a kind of ellipsical. I don't even know if that's the right word, but you can make like an ellipse or an egg-like shape, but you can't make a perfect circle with it. Alright. Well, later I'll end up extending all those out too. But let me show telepathic how the 48 is done and why it's a pain in the ass. But once you do it a couple times, I mean, it's not too bad. Alright, let me save real quick. Give me 30 seconds. I'm going to go open another Dos Equis, and then I'll show you how the 48 was kind of done. Give you an idea. Alright, back. Let me hit the save button. So, backstory. Kibbles put out like a hexagon tutorial, God, like months ago, maybe 3 or 4 months ago. And it showed you how to build 6-sided and 12-sided structures. And then AP took it kind of one step further and showed me how he was able to pull out 24. And then he was able to do 48. Getting to 24 is easy, but to do the 48 is it's kind of really stressful. It's a lot of trial and error, but you can do 24 kind of seamlessly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up a low wall, and we're going to find a center point. Now, what I've done before, if you can see my cursor, is it's in the absolute center, or you can kind of judge it, but you can't know for sure if it's in the absolute center. I've actually used points before too, where I've used like the tip of the floor piece and place my stuff here. But just for the point of this, I'm going to try and measure everything from the center of this floor. So you're going to pull out a piece of pipe, and this pipe has 3 notches on it that are exactly 120 degrees apart. So if you look, I have a notch at the base of this pipe, and I'm lining it up with the first cross on the floor. Now I can rotate it, and there's another one right here that's 120 degrees. And if you rotate it again, there is another notch at the base of this pipe. It's also 120 degrees. So this is how we're going to get like our first 12-sided structure. So I'm going to pull it back out, make sure I'm centered up on the floor, pull out my pipe, and I'm going to place the first one, try and center it the best I can. Now I'm kind of intoxicated, so I'm not going to try and make it perfect. So we're just going to throw this up. Place one, and then I'm going to place it up 1, 2, 3 times, and then I'm going to place a cube. It's going to be our first 4 points. I'm going to place another piece of pipe, and like I said before, this is originally a method taught to us by Kibbles. Alright, place that. I'm going to place it up 2, and then I'm going to place another cube. Now you'll see it's got like a different rotation. One thing to note is I am not changing the location of my body. I'm just changing my view. I'm not going side to side, anything like that. If you start to do that, you're going to mess this up. Get back in the center, get to my last sort of point, place a cube, or a pipe, and then I'm going to place my cube. Okay, maybe not the right, the right rotation. Let me try again. I think I snapped to the bottom of the cube instead of the top of the pipe. Yeah, there we go. So those are all different. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this out with pipes all the way around. I'm going to do my bottom layer first. And at this point, once you've made like your first 3 cubes, you're free to kind of move around. And then at the end of these, I'm going to place cubes. I'm going to delete this layer with the exception of the cubes. Was that 3? Okay. Yeah, no problem, man. Like, I don't mind showing people how to do this kind of stuff. There's actually way better videos on it on Kibble's channel, but no one's ever actually shown how to do the 48. It's the exact same concept that I'm showing here, just trial and error. And you'll see once we get to that point. Hit all of them? Okay. It's a scary screen when you can't tell if you're actually deleting stuff because it's above water. And then lastly, we'll just bring that last one down and do the same thing. Look at that build. I get distracted for a second. It's gonna be nice. I just have to actually get time to finish it. And normally I spend a whole lot more time like making sure the notches on the pipe are perfect, because if you are just like a hair off, it'll be noticeable the wider you extend out these circles. So that's the first 12 of the 48. It's pretty simple, right? So then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit the same concept, right? But instead of standing in the center, you're going to come over to the side. And I probably should have placed those higher. And to make sure I'm kind of in the corner, I put down 2 low walls, and then I just walk to the edge. That way I can't like go to the left or to the right. I can't imagine doing this on normal mode. Yeah, man, it's a lot of trips back and forth to trading posts, or certain days it's a lot of trips back and forth to the refiner because you just don't care and you dupe the stuff. So same concept, but instead of lining up with the other X, there's actually, you can see it right here, another line, perfect for kind of using as a judge for your next 12 sides. Like I said, I'm just going to place this stuff kind of quick because I could make it perfect, but I'm going to end up deleting all this, so just throwing down pieces kind of quick. Oh, then a 45-degree offset. Yep, exactly. Yeah, man. I'm not going to lie to you. Everyone that says they don't dupe, full of shit. All the builders that are doing like crazy huge builds, man, I promise you I know them, and I promise you they do. You heard it here first. Or they build on creative so they don't have to. Because I mean, man, a lot of this stuff takes freaking forever to do as it is. Like, you don't want to go back and forth. Like, and there are a few, right? Like Burroughs is actually one of those guys that is just seasoned, try hard, will go gather all the resources. But everyone else, man, they'll dupe the hell out of their stuff. It's not even a joke. Like I will. You'll see it on this stream one day. It's like the taboo subject, but I mean it's just what we're doing. We're having fun. I mean, saving ourselves time. If I wanted to go to a trading post and buy the stuff, I could, right? Like I got the money to do it, and I earned most of this money legit. Most of it, not all of it. But yeah, and so if you see right there, that's how you're getting your next setup, and it's just figuring out where to line up. So to get to 24, if I were to continue making this, you can see how standing at the first center point and standing there is pretty easy to reference. Now to get to 48, I'm not going to actually do all this because I think you guys understand the concept now. But to get to 48 is a whole kind of different method. So what I've done to give myself a reference point in the past is if you pull up a half wall and you put it on the edge here, and then you glitch over to the full low wall. Now that's fail. Another fail. Alright, so now this kind of puts a point at the center between this point and this point. So you have kind of a reference point on where to stand. Now if you do the same thing on the other side, the opposite side, now you kind of know how to line up your body. I don't know if you've ever like played pool, but there's 3 points of contact when you're playing pool. There's like you know, your hand that you're shooting with, like the back of the pool cue, and then there's the, you know, your object hand where you're holding it, and then where you want to hit the ball, right, to make an angle. So that's kind of like that same thing with this. I don't know if that makes any sense, but when I stand here, right, I want to, this is point 1, this is point 2, and this is point 3. And that kind of gives me a reference point on where to stand. Now it's really honestly trial and error though, because you're going to have to place this and then use your cursor to kind of judge where that point is on the pipe itself, and then place it, and then once you've actually kind of gotten it out and tried it, I mean it takes forever, but you'll extend it out, and at a certain point you'll get to where it's kind of in between, but there's no good way to do a 48. Like this is my way to kind of get reference points to know where to stand, but eventually just kind of walking along this wall you'll find a point that works, and once you do and it's centered up, you can go from there. But it's just it's not easy. Like you're gonna mess up. Like there's plenty of people that don't even try and put up reference points. They just throw down a piece. Hey, is this good? And is this a good point? And then see if it's gonna line up later on, you know, because that actually looks like it would be kind of pretty solid in between two pieces if I were to put one right here. I mean, but I can tell right now it would be off. So just at this point, mere like millimeters on your screen make an impact. So getting 24, easy as pie. I could do 24 sided stuff in like 5 minutes all day. 48, there's a reason you don't see it a lot, because it takes forever to kind of get those next two 12-sided circles placed. And if there's a better reference point, and if anyone figures out a better way to do it, let me know, because as of right now it's a lot of trial and error. Let me catch up on the chat real quick. Build in normal mode. Best thing ever. Lets the ordinary player happen to come by accident. Yeah, the concept is kind of simple, but I mean, it's the execution of the concept is it gets the bigger you get on the build, the more kind of difficult it gets. Take the guesswork, trial and error out of making it. Would say I would use the stains on the pipe as reference points as well. Yeah, hey man, if you bulletproof 48-sided structures, you'll be famous. At least amongst builders in No Man's Sky. Because, I mean, we can bulletproof 32. I think that's the biggest bulletproof method we have, and that's actually using the I mean, there's another video on my channel, but the 32 method involves using this piece, which actually has different reference points all the way around it, even up to like an 11.25 turn, and then tier 2 glitching a pipe in behind it. Which is something I don't think I'm sober enough to explain. I could do it, but I can already tell from my last explanation that it's not great at teaching right now. We're like beer number 5 in, which normally old me could handle that, but I've cut back on my drinking. Military me could have handled it just fine. Dad me, not so much. Yeah, man, for sure. The PSN account is jchysteria, if you didn't imagine. Send away. Yeah, man, and I'm not taking credit for any of that, like telepathic. That's Kibble's technique. That I mean, I in AP expanded it onto it to do 24, and then AP was by far the first to do. And when I say AP, I mean American Psycho. He was the first to do 48 sides. Kind of showed me his thought process and how he did it. We did it kind of different. But I mean, it's just, yeah, it's a Kibble's method, but done different ways. So now I'm going to show you how I cheated the Terminus build and the Heart of Artemis to get like really large circles. I mean, this one's kind of self-explanatory if you look at it, but so this is a 48-sided circle, and I want to do a really large base in a circular shape, but I don't want to do anything larger than whatever number I said, 48. I'm going to try 24 sides now. Have only ever done 12. Yeah, it's super simple. You just do the exact same way you do 12, but do it from the corner. And you've got these great reference points on the floor already. But I'm going to extend all this flooring out so I can double up on it. Now's the point I'm actually going to have to walk out a little bit. Because my menu's not going to let me extend out that far. That's why I keep these pieces. Hint, hint. Alright. I'm such an idiot. Alright. I make myself laugh sometimes though. Intense, who says that? I think measure that out real quick and see what that's gonna look like. No, I think I could go one more. Yeah. We're just measuring. I think that's about half. My nonsense will make sense in a minute. That look like half? Yeah, sorta. I could probably go out one more. So yeah, doing a larger circle, but just using 2 floor panels next to each other. It's still technically a 48, but it's got the circumference of what would be a 96. It's the Lazy Man 96. Yeah, that'd be huge. We'll see. No, because I think with the gaps that I'm going to get at certain places, that's how far out I'm going to want to go. So that's... Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Another thing too, if you get confused easily, start coloring your pieces, different pieces, so you know what pieces you plan on deleting and which pieces you want to keep. That's a Kibble's trick. Guess you're not going to be decorating that much. No, like that last build that I did, like the Dream Factory, that was just me doing decorations, but people like, at least for me, right, like they come to my builds, it seems, for just the geometrical shapes and everything. I want to do something crazy, but yeah, if I start decorating this thing, it's going to break the game, especially since I chose an actually nice looking planet that has flora and fauna. I'm already reaching my limits. So if I were to start decorating this thing kind of crazy, it'll be no good. No good. But there are, you know, lots of cool tricks that I'd like to do with decorating. Who wants to see some cool tricks? He's got me sidetracked, but we'll do it. Coolest trick I have learned recently that I put into a small little teaser. Let's take a paver. We'll do the reverse glitch. Put up a pipe. Put up a cube. Oh, I did that too many times. Whatever. Whatever. Basically, this is a lot of extra steps that were unnecessary to put down a sideways floor. my gosh, place. Alright, so new trick stuff. Scared ya. Actually, we'll just place, yeah. Before I do anything else, because that just made me nervous. Even though I could have brought it back, because I've still got pieces up there. I'm gonna save. Yeah, the gasp. No kidding, right? I'm gonna end up deleting it anyway. So the little trick that I did on Reddit and Twitter, you can actually just straight place these, but more portals than one, like I did in the photo, you just glitch over from the capsule. And then, normally there's a limit, right? Like if I were to try and place another teleporter, it's going to say only one is available to build, so it's going to give me a red state, right? Like I can't place it. Well, if I use my capsule, go over, limit one per base, but if I do it with a glitch, I can place multiple of these. Same thing with like terminals and a bunch of other stuff. But the cool little interior thing that I want to incorporate into this is using teleporters, but also putting in a piece of what is it called? What is it called? See, now the alcohol's kicking in. One of these tubey thingamajigs, yeah, vertical glass tunnel. And have it kind of go through the teleporters. For those of you that don't know, because I actually did not know this until pretty recently, if you hold your rotate buttons and then use the stick, you can rotate pieces at a fine angle. That's how I've always rotated pieces. But if you actually put up a piece and you tap it, it does a 90-degree turn, and that's super helpful for this, because if you do a tier 3 glitch into, let's see if I have the materials, I do. So if I try and place a pipe originally, you'll see that it's got like this little extended piece that's offset from everything else. So if I want to make sure that that's perfect, I need to initially rotate it a certain orientation. So if I want this towards the back, I have to make sure that my light is facing a certain way. So yeah, that's a lot of unnecessary information, but I'm going to find a way to do this. And yeah, that was 5 beers in, tier 3, a tunnel in, first try. I'm super proud of me. That's goals met. But I think it looks really, really cool to just have that glow on the aquariums right there. And then too, if you you can place stuff inside of this. Like I placed these on top of the appearance modifiers on a build. If I'm getting completely sidetracked from building, but that's totally cool too. Okay. These make little cool like tables if you were to actually place like floor through them and hide the stuff at the bottom, or even vice versa. Keep the stuff at the top. You can glitch floor through that. Looks really good. Yeah. But I think these also make great little placements for my vertical tunnel thingamajigs. And put down a light. See if I can do it twice. No way. Yeah. a lot of tier 3 glitches. But yeah, I think that just looks really good. But I don't think that's going to eat up a lot of render to throw a couple of those into the build and it still be a cool kind of decorative element. But yeah, I mean, we didn't get much done. I did want to come by and just kind of share what I'm working on, throw something up on YouTube for you guys. But let me kind of go up here to the top of the build, let you guys check it out one last time, and then I'm going to cut it because I got to go to work in the morning, but I'm going to be doing lots of building on this tomorrow. But, let me let that jetpack kind of spruce up a little bit. And I will close the stream, just letting you guys get a final look. One thing I do in a lot of my video edits is I kick out this field of view, by the way. So like 1:15 gives things more of like a rounded look. Whenever you're filming, you can see more. If you're ever curious how we get some angles in videos, it's actually just photo tricks. The lies we tell. Alright. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. This is the build that is in progress. I've been at it for a lot longer than I normally do builds, but you can kind of see where it's going. There's still a lot not done that we're going to be doing some corkscrew stuff, like Kibble's latest kind of build. Basically just applying all of the new, latest and greatest techniques into one place. I'm going to fall for sure. And yeah, it's just it's a big project, so it's not like I can kick it out real quick because even duping materials for this takes a while to get to this size. I'm pretty sure I've got like 15,000, 20,000 ferrite dust into this thing already and then placing it. But anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by on the stream. Definitely going to be an awesome weekend on YouTube. Keep up with Convergence on Cobra TV. There's going to be most likely a really awesome build in the best build section announced. I'm stoked to see that happen. Check out other people that are going to be supporting Convergence. You got Mary Lizzie, one of my all-time favorites, Sword, NMSA, a bunch of people coming out for this. So anyway, I just wanted to throw a YouTube video up while everyone else is asleep or doing whatever. This has been the build. I will catch you guys later. Hopefully you learned something, and hopefully this brings up some excitement because I want this build to do really well once it's finally done. So once again, it's been JC. Thanks you guys for stopping by, and I'll catch you later. Peace.